Hello, patrons. So I wanted to give you an update on what I'm doing right now with this commission. So what I've done is I graphed out this image onto this piece. So you see these numbers here. This is exactly twice as big as my reference image. So for every 1 inch we have here, I have 2 inches over here, which is how I graphed it out. It's really basic for transferring and graphing. The way I do this is I sort of go and I find the points where it crosses as reference points. Like right here, it's right near this X. And so I'll use this as a reference point. I'll use this as a reference point. This one right here is a really great reference point because you have this nice convex shape of the thumb to work with as reference. If you wanted to do a better job of reference points, you do 1/2 inch and 1 inch over here. But I kind of wanted to try to keep a bit of my own shapes, of my own. I think the style you see of the artists come out if they fill in the gaps. So sort of to keep some of the heart of the piece, as it were. Right. So this is where I'm at right now. I've erased a lot of my graph lines. You can still see some of them here from the graph. And I have a basic layout of the shape of the piece now. It's really kind of flat and I'm not feeling it yet. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is come in with some watercolor and bring in some like high points and low points. And I've really liked the pieces I've done with a little watercolor in the background. So I think I'm going to keep it pretty basic with just like white, gray, and black kind of a vibe, but I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. I may bring in a little tone of his skin here, but I kind of want it a little, I don't know how to put it, ghostly. I'm not certain, like sketchy. And then I'll come back in with my black micron, brown micron, and red micron pen is my thinking. And to make this piece really striking, I'm increasing the size of my pen. So normally I would use this, or I guess I've been prone to use this size. It's a 005, which is, can you even focus on that? Come on, camera. It's really small, basically. There, see? Tiny. It's a 005. That's my normal size that I use when numberisming, which I have made into a verb, and I enjoy that. The size I will be drawing this with, let's see, where did they go? Oh, these guys. These are great. So I just picked these up. I'm really excited about them. So I use micron a lot, and I usually use pieces like, so this graphic one, and so like these guys. They're these like felt tip, which are great, but they are known for, they die rather fast. And I found these guys with the PN there, you see, that means plastic nib. And there's the tip of that. So it's much bigger. The mark is smaller than you would anticipate with that. So like, it's not, as thick as it looks. But this should hold up, and it will sort of protect me from the problem I have as a numberism artist, which is I really fall into the tiny, tiny numbers and the tiny, tiny detail. And that can, while it's really fun for me to draw, and I think people really enjoy the madness of that, I think sometimes the thin numbers make a less impactful piece. And so like if you look at the Corvus piece I did, I had this really cool watercolor background. They gave it depth and structure, and then I used thicker pen to draw it with. I used, I believe, the graphic one, which is my other favorite. This is graphic one. It's my new favorite size. And this is the size for that guy, which also looks rather big. And I don't, that might be actually too thick. But I try to use thicker pens just to make the piece more dynamic and striking. Also, as an added benefit, it makes it so the numberisming goes by a little bit faster, which is cool. So for my reference too, I also have the heart. This is the heart that Dr. Albert Starr gave Rusty and his mother, well, his mother really, to explain the defect, which is, you see here. And it's been really handy to be able to look at the physical heart as well as the reference for getting the piece transferred. I'm still not really happy with this yet. I think a lot of this is going to change. I think this arc needs to come down, this shape here. The graph isn't always perfect, I guess. So I'm going to try to get a little bit more of the real physical feel of it. And I think I'm going to get a lot of that out when I do the watercolor wash right now. So I'm going to do some watercolor. At this point, if I fuck it up with the watercolor, the piece is scrapped and I have to start it over again. So let's hope I don't fuck it up. And once I'm done with that, I'll come back and show you where I'm at with the watercolor wash before I go in with the numbers. But I think this will be pretty cool. And again, just like this is a numberism sketch I did of it, which I haven't finished. I'll probably finish it. It's just getting the feel of it. I'm also thinking that instead of having the full image, I'm going to fade it out. So we're going to see the most detail and so color and light and depth here, and numberism detail here with the heart in his hands. And then I'm going to want to sort of like fade it out with these lines here. So I don't even think I'm going to end up really drawing this area very much. It's just going to be sort of dragging out. All right. So that is where I am right now. See you guys later.